here's the plan. I go in this. I go in the apple. I win. I'm still being shot. Hold up. Wait. They can't see me, but I'm also too small. Oh yeah, that's right. They're large. Still being shot a little bit. Hold up. Alright, should be good. Starting with more armor. Damage to me? Yeah, it does. Cool, it does more self-damage too. Intriguing. Is that all of them? That's enough of them. Alright, start with some armor. Just got to survive. So I can get above those plagues. Watch out for rats, and don't go too close to that. You should be good. Because the EMP upgrades are in the apples, and as soon as I have EMP upgrades, it should be good. Also, I got my nuke back, so I can kill these spiders. So the treasure... That's right, I have railguns. I still don't want to get shot by demons. Should be good. Try not to get shot by dudes. We're doing good. Almost there. I get to get my first EMP upgrade, and the only thing I'll be missing is homing. Which is actually kind of funny if you think about it, because homing is absolute garbage now. Yet it's going to be the last one that you can have access to. Okay, we're good. I'm going to shoot. Good thing they're line of sight based. Killing the spider shouldn't be too. We're rolling. Okay, good. Checking. Blow them all up. Let me out. Freeze them. Please both die. Okay, cool. Keep frozen. Wait a second, I don't even really need to kill him. Let's go in here. I win. And 20 health upgrades. Nearly got 10 shield per second. It was good. Sweet. Now I just go into the next one. After I take his drop, of course. Bullet. Oh, I lived. That's all that matters. Here's him on the middle apple. Really, I wanted green apples, but whatever. It's my upgrade for EMP. What? Oh, just ammo. Fair enough. I really don't even need to fight him, I just need to freeze him. So I'm double silly. Into the apple. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of damage. And... interesting. There doesn't seem to be an EMP upgrade. Did I get it from the spider? Whoa, 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 whoa. He is huge. One, two, three. Get sucked, idiot. What? Whatevs. I guess that sucked his drop too. Learn something new every day. Cool. They died. Rocket velocity. Also rocket velocity. Well, I don't think this tree's got anything good for me. I'm going to grow out of it. I don't know where I got the EMP upgrades from, but whatevs. Sometimes you just don't get anything good. And it didn't suck his drop for good. Let's get out of here. Okay, let's take a look at this apple. Red, red, red. Misery, misery, misery. Bruh. I need green apples. Wrong way. There's gotta be a green apple around here somewhere. Whoa, you guys are not supposed to be here. Ooh, I'm stupid. Whoa. 2, 3, 4, 5. Worth. Wow. Interesting. Damage isn't particularly high, but oh well. Now get away from the apple. I'm gonna go claim that treasure over there. After I finish blowing up these marines. Okay, I just realized how terrible that sounds. Sure is nice. It's another apple tree. Wait, what if I fire a nuke in here? Oh, Oh, that cleared like none of them. EMP radius is tiny. Cool, cool. I don't know what I'm going to do about the situation. I'm being shot. I'm stupid. Is there an apple tree in every corner? Yeah, there is. With that information, I will make smarter choices. I'm stuck. I gotta kill him. I gotta rocket punch him. Alright, cool. I'm gonna have to clear this room out. Just no big deal. Bigger. I need to see if there's green apples. Yellow ones will be tolerated, but I need green. Cool. So that corner doesn't have green apples. What about this corner? Nope. I do have an EMP. Nope. None of them are green apples. Cool. Well, I got the EMP. I'm going to figure out where to find green apples. So, this is going to turn into a farming episode. Sorry, team. Bad luck. Bad luck. But don't worry, next weekend, there's going to be multiple episodes dropping per day, or at least I'm going to try to do that. So, hopefully that'll make it up for you that I'm farming houses until I have a lot of defense. Purple. Who knows, I might be able to do a white flower. Now let's pick a direction and pray. I'd pick left again! For obvious political implications. By the way, this video is going to be shorter. Specifically because last video was a fluke. Since I had to get through that black flower no matter what, there's a lot of extra time rolling over from saves. So to get myself back on track and on a 1 hour schedule of progress of game time, I'm going to be stopping this when it hits 3 hours. Hey, I gotta run a show somehow, people. I'm just gonna try and play when I feel like it. And drop things. And not really care if it seems like an episode was recorded right after the other. But tonight, I'm a little busy. But yes, I have every weapon. I've only been through this. And that. And if anybody has any ideas on apple tree farming that aren't red, then yeah, if they're within, like, not next week, the information would actually be pretty useful. But there's still a chance that I just defect to my notes anyway that I've written and just use those instead. Because what I really need, I feel like radius upgrades are more important than time, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, radius upgrades are in yellow apples, and time are in green. 50-50 shot where that's right. So what I really want is yellow ones, because in theory, I mean, we've all been in the Myelantis caverns with the lampreys in them. And EMPs only work on lampreys for like a second. You just loop them. Your EMP doesn't have to be long, it just needs to be wide. Time only increases their efficiency, not their effectiveness. Well, I guess that would be their effectiveness. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. To perma-freeze something, you may need only... To, like, perma-freeze something until you can get out of your fertile radius, you may only need, like, 1 EMP. But theoretically, you could achieve the same thing with, like, 10. If they weren't as strong. Honestly, the more things frozen, the better. You could just re-up it. Also, I think pacifist would be hella easy to do on madness compared to, like, tranquility, because on tranquility, okay, never mind. On tranquility, you gotta, like, defend yourself. Not at all. But in madness, you have to defend yourself by not fighting things. Except the occasional, like, I don't know, what? Menace? Not even. I don't even remember when I got the railgun upgrade, I'm gonna be real. And they nerfed homing into the ground, so the right click doesn't do pretty much any damage. And the primary fire is actually better than it now, which should tell you how badly they nerfed homing. Well, Dan nerfed homing. Because a lot of people actually don't know how the homing primary fire works. You shoot a projectile that will home in on a target, and then when it touches that target, it'll, like, make a tracer on the spot that does line of sight, and it's supposed to immediately fire a beam at things that does the same amount of damage as the homing rocket, I think. Or maybe it calculates how much it... Look, I haven't looked into the code, I've only looked at its behavior. And it seems to... I mean, back then it seemed to kill an infinite amount of things, but maybe now it kills things based off of what it can. Which I think is hella lame, but whatever. You see, and this is why I think homing rockets needs a weapon mode way more than anything else. Because without it, it's going to continue being sad. Honestly, I did think that the right click on homing rockets deserved a nerf. It did so much damage. You died if you were hit by it. Assuming you're a creature. But anyway, all I'm going to say is... I'm very sorry, and I apologize for the lack of action in this episode. But those red apples ain't what you want. Mostly because they don't do anything, really. I'm practicing more for my praxis, and honestly, the test is not difficult from the practices that I've done so far, but it is trippy. And I think I'll do good even now, but I still want to continue practicing, and I really got to take that test as soon as possible. It's just such a shame that it's $150. So, did you catch the game? Because I didn't. Game? Catch? I don't think so. The only thing that I catch is the disease. That's really, you know what really grinds my gears? Bad jokes. I don't mean a joke that is unfunny. Or like a joke that just didn't quite... No, I mean like a joke that like actually just sucks and it's like poor quality. Y'all know the ones. Like one of my favorite examples. One of those jokes where it's like, usually people make fun of them online too, but it's like the... That stupid Mr. Incredible meme. It's like the ones who know, the ones who don't know. Well, this joke honestly sucks, but honestly I wouldn't call it bad quality. It's just not very good. It's like, it's because it's like, oh, what is it? I want to know. No, you don't want to know. Sly bastard dipshit 27 says online. It's like, and when you learn the context, it's like, oh no. I mean, personally, one of my favorite sleeper phrases is radiator because yeah, that's it. Anytime anyone says that word, I immediately just be like, oh no. I mean, I obviously gotta hide it, but like, here's when it gets bad. When you actually like, when it's predictable, like cropped pornography. Those who do know, those who don't. I'm stupid. Those who do know, those who don't. And it's like, that's not funny, you idiot. It's like, wow, congratulations. It's like when there's a joke, and somebody does something so basic, so bland, so boring, and so just out of whack, it's like... It's a similar thing that happens when brands get a hold of memes too. You know what I mean? Except done completely organically by people that suck. That's one of my least favorite ones. It's like when the joke is like cropped pornography. It's like, wow. Let me guess. This is really just a litmus test or something to see if somebody will do a Freudian slip in revealing that they've seen the same piece of adult media that you have. Like, it's like, dude, you're doing the equivalent of walking up to somebody and saying, "Hey, do you recognize that porn star? You're both in the same place. I remember you. You were in the same place, and you saw the same person. You know who they were?" And it's like the person who, let's assume they do know. It's like, yeah, okay. It's like, dude. So what? You think you make yourself look less bad? Newsflash, bud. You're the one who called attention to it. And let's assume the person doesn't. They're like, wait, what? Pornography? Star? Dude, I just went to the grocery store. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Basically, it does nothing. Does nothing positive or negative or anything effective besides maybe mildly annoy a singular person or an entire group of people. And it's like, dude. Or even dudette. You suck. The end. Oh my god. Don't even get me started on your like an online space or chat room or social media platform. I hardly use this stuff, but it's like, also, is it just me? But it's never somebody in a middling age. It's either somebody in like who's like young, which in of itself kind of sucks, or someone who's like way too old for that sort of shit. On one hand, I don't think you're too young or too old for. I take it back. You could be not. Never mind. Slippery slope. Let me rephrase this. I don't think you can be too young or too old for pretty much any sort of humor, to a degree. But it's like, dude, you definitely aged out of this ballpark. Like, this isn't even funny. It's just. This is not lowbrow. It's just. Just. Like, oh, you really did something really outstanding there. Everyone clapped. Regardless, my point being, some jokes cannot land. Some jokes can be overstated. Some jokes can be a bit stale. Some jokes just have a really shitty punchline. But they're still better than those. But they're still better than those jokes that his whole existence is to just be mildly shocking and completely lacking any nuance or character. You know the ones. Can I get $1 bills, y'all? That's a joke. If you do want to spam in my comment section, feel free to spam ogres. Big fan. And if somebody has a problem with it and gets mad at specific, wait, no, never mind, don't spam. You know what I mean. If anybody has a problem with my ogres, they're banned. You're banned if you post a Tengu as well. If you post a Japanese goblin, you're banned. You're banned. Don't test me. It may not be permanent. It may be forever. And it's not a consequence. But you'll be banned. You will be banned. I don't care who you are. I feel like I'm really causing trouble for a certain few contrarians that might be a bit common in my circle, but just be warned, he will be banned. I don't know how or why, but I'll figure it out. Both ways. Oh wait, never mind. I do know why. I just don't know how. That doesn't mean the threat is empty. It doesn't mean that it's even a threat at all. It's not a promise, but I will honor it. You will be banned. Also, please don't say anything like actually crazy or messed up, too, please. I mean, I know nobody's doing that. It's kind of like the Streisand effect, where if I just let these problems die, that wouldn't happen. But the fact that I'm calling it out in the first place makes it actually likely to happen, to the point where if I didn't police it, its numbers would naturally die out, or its effects would dissipate and fade. But I think it's a little too late for that now. So, like, what's everyone's favorite word? I forgot mine. It can be simple. It can be effective. It can be long and drawn out. I don't mind. But I swear to God, if you list that one word with the something super volcano siliconiosis, whoever it is, that everybody in middle school thought they were cool for learning how to say, except me, because I never learned how to say it. Because why? Why? I live. I live around forests, plains, hills, and very rarely a mountain. Why would I ever be near a volcano enough to get such a disease? Why would I be huffing silicone? I think you understand my point. Go ahead, say it too. Just know that I will be very, very, very mildly displeased by your actions. Honestly, that area is miserable, and I don't think I'll ever be able to outheal Menace DPS reasonably. But the funny thing about healing is you want to include your shield and your health regeneration at the same time, because if it breaks your shield, then it goes into your health. So it's really more like I have 15 health, well, 16 health per second total, assuming it's my secondary health pool, which is higher. I'm gonna be real with you. Without these, I'm not sure how possible this would be, because like I'm sure it'd still be possible. There's ways to farm regen upgrades. Obviously, you couldn't really go into yellow flowers, but you'd be stuck doing noob mazes forever. And the extra health pool is actually extremely useful. Protects you from getting blasted immediately. Look, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I don't even know what I'm apologizing for. You knew exactly what you signed up for. I told you this series would be mostly farming, especially in the earlier episodes. And once I'm done with these houses, I'm gonna have to farm. I'm gonna have to farm radius upgrades for my EMP. Also ammo. I think there's ammo upgrades in red apples. Hence why I got it. Maybe it was just in the apple tree, period. I hope it was just in the apple tree, because if it is just in the apple tree, then it's like, woohoo. If I fly around in there enough, I'll get a bunch of EMP ammo. But it's like, rather not do that forever. More topics that grind my gears. Oh, yeah. Animal rights activists. Now that I've let you sit and make myself look a little silly, I get to explain. I'm all for animal rights, but why are we treating them like they're a people? Some people, I mean. Here's what I think that we shouldn't do. Abuse animals. Test on them. And force them to do things that would genuinely be harmful or detrimental to their safety. I don't agree with bringing chickadees and coal mines without at least ways to make sure they're guaranteed to survive. Or their safety is very much protected. Or putting implants into cats to turn them into living microphones with batteries inside of them. Cough, cough, nudge, nudge, CIA, which I also don't like, but who does? I don't even think the CIA likes the CIA. But they're actually insane. But this is as much as I'll say, because I actually very much do enjoy living, and I'm not suicidal, and do not wish to have my head on a pike. Like they clearly do have at the underlayers of the facility. They collect the heads of dissenters. Anyways. My problem arises when, like, animals will, like, do animal things. People, like, surprised. It's like, I was watching this one Australian lady who farms. I barely caught the channel because, like, honestly, I don't like any of this, but I just find it so funny that people are complaining about the sheep being, quote-unquote, forced to give birth, even though it's like, newsflash, idiot. Most animals on this planet actually don't have troubles giving birth. By that I mean, like, it doesn't suck massively for them, and they just do it. Like, don't get our sapience and, like, free will twisted. Like, we are still totally animals at the end of the day. But you also gotta remember, the kiwi bird lays an egg 5 times the size of its own... Okay, not 5 times. 5 size, like, the size of its own cloaca. I almost said body, if I remember correctly. Our skeletons suck really bad. Like, really bad. Like, evolution, like, kind of screwed us over when it came to giving birth. And I don't know why evolution hasn't fixed that. It's just one of those things. And it's like, you know the sheep are acting out of their own free will, right? It's like people just see things, like, going through the circle of life and are just like, oh, gasp, this is terrible! Could anyone do this to these poor animals? Like, yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I wonder. And it's not like they have the mounting harnesses or anything either. No, they're just free-ranging it. Because even I find mounting harnesses a little questionable, but it's like... Keyword, questionable. That doesn't mean I don't agree with it. And they have reason to do these things. Oh, and don't even get me started what happens when these people learn about artificial insemination. It's like, I'm sorry, do you want animals to continue as a species or not? Animals, period. Also, another thing that grinds my gears is they do not have these same ideas for all sorts of animals. Why do they only complain about farm animals? And occasionally zoo animals. They never complain about the well-being of arthropods or fish. Hell, when they do try and do something about the well-being of arthropods, they actually make it worse. Like that one time PETA threw those lobsters into a lake. It's like, are you guys actually stupid? That's a saltwater creature. It's in a salty tank for a reason. If you guys just go to the nearest lake, number one, let's assume those lobsters did survive. You know there's a chance that they'll thrive in that ecosystem, right? And then they'll become, I don't know, invasive? And, like, just ruin everything in there? And if not everything, certain native species' lives in there, assuming they did survive, but obviously they didn't survive. Because what happens is, they get into a hypertonic state, if I remember correctly. Hypo is not enough, hyper is too much. But basically, the lobsters' bodies and cells are meant to have a certain amount of salt in them so that they don't expand too much. But when they do throw them in the fresh water, since our bodies are used to being a little dehydrated with salt, and our cells are made that way so we can live in there without any problems, all of a sudden, there's no salt. Wait, what? There's no salt? Their bodies then expand, and then, like, everything goes wrong. Their internal organs fail. Their shells can't really hold their bodies in. They get crushed in their own, like, exoskeletons and die. Amongst other things. Honestly, it's probably the organ failure that gets them before the crushing. It's like, they still die. Now, here's the worst. I didn't even tell you the worst of it. What if those lobsters were, I don't know, foreign, or even not foreign, but just not supposed to be in a certain beach or ocean that we're throwing them into? It's like, honestly, throwing things from a lake to an ocean is not as bad as an ocean to a lake, assuming that the things survive the ocean and the lake, but that's not the point. The point is, you're stupid, you don't know what you're doing, and you're introducing a species that possibly is not supposed to be there somewhere else. And even if they are supposed to be there, what if these lobsters were, like, fed hormones and stuff to make them big? It's like, or, they might have been treated with chemicals for some odd reason, even though the reason why I say that is because I live in America, and we do that with everything. It's like, now you're just putting those things somewhere else. It's like, do I agree with cooking lobsters alive? No, because you don't have to do that. It's been a myth. It's like, yeah, it's very anti-animal of you, perpetuating suffering and whatnot. But it's like, I think if you stand up for the rights and well-being of any animal over the other, then you really stand for none of them. That's why, even though I dislike farm animals personally, and I have no, like, fuzzy, warm, or like, positive feelings towards pretty much any of them, I still respect them. At the end of the day, animals deserve to live in a world where they're not being tortured, and their lives are as natural and lived out as they can be. And it's such a shame that not everybody agrees with that, but there's complications of that because factory farming. Well, now what? Which is why you'll never catch me working on a chicken plantation. Well, factory, farm, I know what I'm saying. I know it's really a chicken farm. It's the factory farms, but it's like, it doesn't even feel right to say. I might have had this conversation before, but I just feel like it needs to be had again. And I think if you do not value the life of a bee, of a spider, of a centipede, of a millipede, or any of that, as much as you value the life of a bird, a dog, a cow, a pig, a crab, a person, even, and it's like, you have no place to be even sitting at the table. I'm not going to say there's like, I'm not saying you shouldn't defend yourself, or there's no reason to ever have issues with these animals. Like, there's still such thing as feral hogs, and they're invading America. And, you know, I'm not going to say every spider, because Lord knows there's some that can actually be problematic, like the Brazilian wandering spider. Super freaking venomous. Emerges from bananas and stuff. And there's definitely crab populations that do become invasive and then do too much. Don't get me started on tilapia. I'm not telling you to not defend yourself or like fix animal related problems, but I'm telling you, if the animal is causing no harm, if not a benefit, and that's an issue for you just because they exist, I'm saying I don't really feel like you have much right really advocating for animals, like across the board. What I'm saying is, if you're going to play that card, don't play all sides. You want to advocate for specifically dogs? Fine, be my guest. Specifically horses? Okay. Chickens? Damn. I don't think I can get in there. Anything else? It's like, sure. All I'm going to say is, even I don't advocate for every animal. There's one specific animal that I'll never advocate for, and it's the freaking panda bear. Look, I don't actually hate pandas. It's just clear that they're not. They're past their age of existence. They required so much land and space just to keep themselves sustained and thriving and living. And we're doing so much expensive work to try and keep them alive, even though their survival strategy sucks. Besides, like, be a bear, they'll mate. They're super infertile. They'll mate like once a year for like 3 days at most. God forbid they have twins. They're terrible parents. They're genuinely stupid. Okay, I don't think they're like stupid. In a lot of ways, they're stupid. But it's like, if it weren't for zoos and conservatories and stuff like that, we wouldn't have them. Like, I genuinely think, if humans were to disappear, specifically today, their asses would go extinct. It's because of not only what we've done, but also what other species in the world has just done. More things eat bamboo now. It's like, your only food source can't be bamboo. And you have the evolution of a creature that's supposed to eat meat. You'd think the next best option would be, I don't know, become omnivorous? But no, let's eat something that we can barely digest and not have negative symptoms. Because bamboo's poisonous, mind you. It has poisonous chemicals inside of it that make it difficult to consume and digest. Let's not eat its seeds or its shoots. Or purely its shoots. Nope. Let's eat the bamboo tree itself. Well, I guess it's a grass or tree. I think it's grass. I don't remember. Tree? I'm not sure. It might be its own thing. I should know something like this, especially since I'm speaking on it. But my point is, I don't advocate for every animal. Most of them, but not every. I think species that have like no foot in the door at all should just be. I don't mean no foot in the door as in like they're going extinct and dying, because no, we should definitely help like species that are going in danger to extinct, especially when it's due to like human reasons like poaching and deforestation and habitat loss. I'm telling you, the pandas' populations were dwindling before that happened. And then more species got introduced. I don't remember the exact ones, but I know this happened. And it's like, it's over. It's so over. You guys better hope I reach this purple house. Otherwise, this is going to be the first thing that you're seeing next episode, and you're going to be so mad. 9, 8. Basically, ran over. Animals are cool. Don't be an animal rights loser. Goodbye. Wait. Aww. Oh, well. Well, I guess I can finish the thought right now. Making these sweeping takes on animals doesn't work. There are lots of injustices everywhere. And we, as a society and people, can do better. But unless you actually focus and specialize and target a particular issue, you're bound to not only make mistakes, but also silly lapses in judgment, and ultimately make the wrong plays towards change. Which is why I absolutely hate PETA. But everybody hates them, so I'm not going to say anything. There's nothing new here. Every animal is important. All their lives have value. But that doesn't mean that there's not value in death either. I mean, think about it. Think about all the creatures that other creatures eat. That's pretty important. Even our deaths are important. At least they used to be, because we'd be, buried and consumed by the earth. Now we still are, but that process takes a long time due to all the coffins and stuff, graveyards, and it's like, can't we just let the bacteria do their job? They're our only natural predator. It's like, what are we, unburying the corpse later? No. I don't know, man. This video's over.